Greetings all you fellow slingers. Once again, it is I, your trusted Dungeon Master Brian. Well, the time has come for dropping of yet another installation of our 5th edition run-through of the Carrion Crown Adventure Path. But before we get started, I want to remind everyone of something very important to me. How they can get in touch with the show. Head on over to rollthehard20podcast.com and check out the website, or contact us directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com. I also want to remind everyone to leave us a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you're listening to the show on. It really helps us out. And finally, if you like what you're hearing, then be sure to visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast. We invite you to join the first tier of Hard Slingers for as little as $2 a month. Hell, practically giving it away. Now, tighten up the chin strap and loosen up the sword as Roll the Hard 20 presents to you Carrion Crown Episode 2, Memorial Day. Greetings, fellow slingers, and welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast, Carrion Crown Episode 2, in the Hard Slingers.
Woo! Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I almost missed my cue.
I missed the sign. You didn't light it up.
Yeah.
So, when we last left off, you inserted the key into the small wooden chest that Kendra had brought out from her father's bedroom. Yeah. It fit in the lock smoothly. With a flick of your wrist, the tumbler's released, and you opened it up. Inside were several old tomes and one relatively new one, and etched into the leather binding of the new one said, "Read me now."
Yeah, dude, let's read me.txt.
What's that?
Show me that TXT file.
That's sweet TXT. I always read those before installing software. Just like the, user license. I read that too.
And you click accept.
Yeah, and all the patch notes.
No, patch notes I actually read.
You would.
Dude, you can't play Dota without it. All right, never mind. We're going on a tangent.
So as you pick up this book, you realize that it is in much newer condition than all the other ones. Who's going to flip through this thing? Who's looking at it? You are, because
Tell us.
tell us,
Yeah,
because you're the one that had opened it up.
Yep.
As you flip through it, you notice immediately that this book is the Journal of Petros Lorimor.
Yeah. Recognize the handwriting?
You would, actually.
Yeah.
Being affiliated in some way. I don't think everybody else knows yet. The only person that does has left the scene. One of the things that you notice is that the initial entries date back about 10 years ago, and then there were just a few minor nondescript entries. But one of the things had mentioned, and he had underlined a few entries with like a red pen, and it said something about the Whispering Way and how he believes that they're in Raven Grove for a reason. And then the rest of the book, it doesn't really go dormant, but the next entry takes place about 2 months ago. So there was a spell where there were no other entries made into that journal. And then for some reason, it started to ramp back up his entries. Started talking about different things, about, once again, going on about the Whispering Way, and they're looking for something in Harrowstone and other things like that. Why don't you make a history check? 18. You suddenly remember when Counselor Vashian was here and he was going over the will and he was talking about the tomes and everything. This journal was not mentioned as being part of the inventory.
A question about, you said it goes 10 years back, right?
Right.
About how long ago did he leave the University of Lippstadt?
They moved here 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
So
Okay.
almost right out of the gate.
Okay.
You kind of get the feeling that he started coming on to something, or maybe it was his curious nature or even his professional nature that made him want to start looking into this.
Okay. I guess I will keep the journal for myself and then close and lock up the trunk or the chest that it came from.
As you're about to close it, Kendra leans over your shoulder and she looks at you as you're about to close the journal as well, and she says, "Oh my gosh, is that my father's journal? That looks like his writing."
Yes, this would be his journal.
And she kind of, "Do you mind?" And she leans over you deeply, like very comfortably and very close. Oust, do you notice this?
Yeah.
And she starts thumbing through the pages and she says, "The last entry was made 17 days ago. That was the day he died."
I figured as much. It talked about him leaving, worrying if he could return or not. So, unfortunately, we know how this journal ends. But I would gladly hand over his journal to you. I think that's where it belongs.
No, you knew my father when he was alive, from my understanding, and perhaps it would best suit you if we could get to the bottom of what has happened to him.
Well, I'm glad to see you think that way. I'll hold on to the journal for now, and I'll.
What are the rest of these old books? Are these the ones that he had mentioned that he wanted returned to the university?
I can only assume. I haven't rifled through them.
You can see that there are pieces of paper that are sticking out of the books themselves.
I guess I'll look through a few of the pages that are sticking out. I don't know if anyone else is also.
Well, there's 4 books that are in there.
Okay.
One of them, the one that's up on top, is like a rich purple cover that has a brass scarab in the front of it with an eye on its back, right in the center. And the book's covers are rimmed in polished steel, and there's a clasp with a small, intricate lock on it. But you can see the paper sticking out, but the book doesn't look as though...
The scarab one?
Yes. It looks just like this.
Shit. I want to open that book.
You can try if you wish.
Does it look like a key will open it or something like that?
The keyhole looks like a small triangle hole. So whatever goes in this thing would be a triangle.
Okay. Is there anything like that in the trunk at all or no?
Are you pulling the books out and whatnot?
Yeah,
What
I'm
do you-
going to pull the books out, set them aside in like an orderly fashion, and then try to see if there's anything like hidden within the trunk for a key or anything like that.
There's nothing contained within this little chest other than those 5 books.
Okay.
You know that these are the books most likely that he was talking about that were of dangerous lore that would need to be returned to the Lepidstad University. I think I mentioned that they should be delivered to Montagny Crow.
I'm going to write that down.
3 of them are supposed to be. One of them is not.
What was the last name?
Crow.
Crow?
Crow.
Was there any description on the one that wasn't supposed to be delivered?
There wasn't a description, but there's another piece of paper that's contained, like sticking out of it, like a...
I'll try and see if I can pull it out without damaging it. If I feel like there's too much resistance, I'll give up.
It slides out relatively easily,
Okay.
and it states that this book should be delivered to Embreth Daramid, who is a judge at the Lepidstad courthouse. And it also asks that this delivery, in particular, be handled discreetly and delivered to Embreth's home. And there's an address that's included on the piece of paper. Now, this is where we're going to use some of those other skill checks. So we want to do a knowledge lore on the book if you want to see if you know about this particular book.
Let's find out. 11.
11. It's possible that you have seen this golden scarab somewhere with the eye on its back, but you don't know where. You can't really ascertain.
Anyone else have knowledge lore?
I don't see knowledge lore, knowledge local. I don't see lore.
Oh, it's in the other.
No, he's looking on here.
Yeah, it's on Arcana.
Lore.
Knowledge history?
We got no lore.
All right.
What? Here.
It goes
I'm not seeing it either.
I believe it.
Arcana, Dungeoneering, Engineering,
Arcana
Geography.
could make sense.
Yeah, Arcana could make sense.
Okay,
I'm proficient in Arcana.
We will pretend we did Arcana.
Okay, I got a 13.
Okay. You got a 13?
Yes.
How convenient. You know that the symbol pertains to the Order of the Palatine Eye. And it actually seems out of place for some of these other books. So you have these 4 books spread out in front of you. You have one of the 4 that is locked with an intricate lock. The other 3 are not. And you have the professor's journal.
I'm going to hold on to the journal, and then I'm going to quickly look at Kendra. Kendra, this one seems to be locked, and I'd hate to hand it over without providing the key. If you happen to find a triangular shaped key, let me know, and I can, put it in the trunk with the others.
She leans over the book and she looks at the lock. She's like, I don't ever recall seeing my father have such a strange key, let alone such a strange book. And she kind of touches a little the lock, and I would think that somebody would be able to open it. I mean, it does look very delicate, though. I would be careful. Do you think perhaps whoever it's going to be delivered to may have the key?
We could hope, or, we can keep our eyes open.
Keep your Palatine eye open.
As far as the other books, I'd like to walk over and examine one of them.
Okay. Yeah, that's a die.
That's a
Anyways,
book.
So the book itself is not locked. None of the other books have an intricate lock whatsoever. There is a title on this one. It's called On Verified Madness. It's a jet black book.
Doctor, I believe this one's meant for you.
As I look up from my book of, what was this one?
Limbs or something?
How to Stump Somebody. As I am enthralled with reading that. Oh, the tomes are here now. I guess I'll come over and pick one.
This madness one believes to be in your field.
This madness must be read and then stopped.
Okay. What's the name of the tome again?
It's called On Verified Madness.
Verified Madness. That sounds like my kind of program.
Yeah, it's a jet black book. As you kind of peruse through this, you notice that it talks about remote ties to the dark tapestry. And you know that this is the name that's given to the places between the stars in the night sky.
Okay. So, as I pick at the book, I peruse it that much to, learn. I see the dark tapestry. I go back to the chair I was in and just start breaking into the book some more.
The previous book or the one that you've...
No, the new one now, on Verified Madness.
Okay.
Now this one has my attention.
Oh. There's still 2 more books. If you guys want
Yeah,
to look
I'd
at
like
them,
to
or you
go
guys
over
want to...
What are they called?
The other one is called Serving Your Hunger. And this is a copy of a text.
Serving Your Hunger.
Yeah.
Serving Your Hunger, that's right up my alley, too.
Dude, these are all probably all weird and
Got a
they're
lot
all
of things
for
to
you.
fit up that alley of yours, man.
I'm a Renaissance man.
And the last one?
Is called The Umbral Leaves. This lexicon is a translation into common of the unholy book of Zon Kuthon.
Are you saying leaves or leave?
Leaves. All the leaves are brown.
And the skies of gray. And the skies of gray.
Do either of you want to grab one of those books?
I thought you were going
I
to ask
will
if I
grab
were
the,
one of us wanted to join in on that. Leave that fucker alone.
Leaves. I'll grab the last one.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys all have these books,
Yeah.
but you know that they have a destination
Yep.
outside of Raven Grove.
Doesn't mean we can't read them before we turn them
Oh, that's
in.
right.
I can't read mine.
You have chose poorly, my friend.
No, I have chosen exactly what I want.
So you guys know that you're going to be in this town for at least a month. Now you can find that either restrictive or actually have the opportunity to delve into certain things in the town. Mm-hmm. As Kendra looks over your shoulder, have you put away that journal?
No, I haven't actually. I probably kept it closely to the book with the scarab on it.
Okay, she's kind of looking through some of the stuff too. You can see she's weeping again, probably lost in nostalgia and whatnot, and just really kind of shook up. And she makes a notice at something in the journal, and she says, Talos, look at this portion right here.
Sure. Which section?
It says right here where there were strange symbols at Harrowstone that he was unable to transcribe.
Oh, I know that feeling.
That is odd because I remember that Sheriff Caller had found a strange symbol at the base of the Harrowstone Memorial just this morning.
How far is the Harrowstone Memorial?
It's about down to the letter Q on the map.
Oh, right, the Q.
The Q.
Yeah.
It's probably about maybe a half a mile, right next to the river.
Okay.
Oh, it's right here.
See?
Dude, nice map.
Nice map, Eric. Holy crap.
I got a journal for this one, so I'm going to go full Dr. Jones.
Dude,
on it.
everyone's
nice.
taking fucking notes.
I am proud of you guys. I got to say, like I was telling Nick, that...
No, but I guess I think that's a
I
pretty
like
good
that.
That's
representation. of the
beautiful,
map
man.
right
That's
there.
beautiful. And I'll tell you what, if you figure something out, throw something out your way. But, there's like so much intricacy to this AP. And it's like really heavily role played, a lot of investigation and stuff, and broken up by portions of action and stuff. And I think that this is really gonna suit our need rather than the combat of the week, which I'm not interested in doing that.
No.
Yeah. So this is all of Eversleep then? Is that where we're at? Where are we?
We're in Ravengrove.
Ravengrove.
You're in Ravengrove.
Ravengrove. So this is...
Ravengrove.
That's still Ravengrove.
Yes.
Okay. So the...
Whoa,
okay,
dude,
No.
that's a really good map. It like changed shape.
Hey, man, I do takeoffs for a living.
Yeah. So she says that the sheriff had discovered a strange symbol at the base of the Harrowstone Memorial, and that a lot of the townsfolk had been murmuring about it all morning long.
Well, I guess we'll go and investigate that now. Kendra, are you sure you don't want to keep the journal? I can take some quick notes from it, and then I feel like it should be in your hands.
No, please take it. I do believe this is just coming from me, but I just don't feel like my father died from some accident. Going over this journal, it certainly looks as though he was onto something. I know a lot of people in town thought he was crazy, that he was mad, and perhaps even verified madness at that. But I don't know. I would feel more confident if you guys perhaps were able to find out what had happened to my father. And in the meantime, I will just stay at home and kind of go through his library and his things and his money and see how much he had. See if it's worth staying.
He's a professor. He didn't have much, Kendra. It won't take you long. All right. I'll keep the journal with me, and I'll do what I can to see if there is something more to his death.
Okay.
Do we want to leave the books in the chest? Or
I'm
Sure.
keeping mine, and I'm not saying why. But
we have the journal and the locked one, right?
and the locked one. But Talos isn't saying why, but I'm keeping it because it's not supposed to be delivered with the rest of them. So he's just gonna keep it on his person. But I don't know what you guys want to do with your books.
I'll take
on you,
mine.
man.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah, since I
Oh,
read,
just
I
take
got two interesting books. I got two interesting books now, so...
Okay. So I guess we're all keeping them.
Okay. You guys will each maintain a book until you guys get to your destination at Lepidstad.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want to do in town? You got all kinds of stuff to do. The day's still about noon time right now. Now that the funeral's over and everything else has been read and whatnot. Actually, it's probably not about noon. It's probably a little later. It's probably about 5 o'clock.
I'm gonna go to see the symbols.
At the
I'm not gonna,
Harrowstone?
Yeah, near Harrowstone.
Okay.
Harrowstone.
I'm not gonna press anyone to follow me because it doesn't
No.
seem like it's that dangerous.
What was it? Harrowstone? What stone?
Harrowstone?
Harrowstone?
Harrowstone.
Harrowstone. Oh, spelled that way.
Okay, so you guys are at the house that's denoted by
N?
the letter N.
Yeah.
You know, I want to take a picture of this. We should take a picture of that. Post that shit.
Where's the weird object at Harrowstone Stone?
like Q.
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 So a little offshoot.
Just so I could write it down.
You guys can look at the map. I know. the
Fuck
map.
your character, Nick.
Fuck that guy.
Ah, Loki,
Nick, you're
no.
dead.
I
that was
transform
your
into a
character,
bear.
wasn't
Oh, that was your character.
Yeah, I transform into a bear and I attack.
So you guys make your way down, follow the dirt road, and you start going past fields and everything, and you come to this large statue that's at the bank of a river, and it looks as though it resembles a man in leather with a sword in his hand, and at the base of it says Harrowstone Memorial. And as you're looking around, you notice that at the base there is a red painted angle, almost like an upside down pyramid, but just two lines, just
Kind of like a V.
kind of like a V. Yes. But it's deep red and it's dry at this time.
I'm going to sketch it into Lorimer's journal, actually, because he mentions like signals and not being able to trace them down, so I'm going to trace it into there.
Okay.
Can we tell what was used for? Was it paint or
Blood.
blood?
I will do an investigation check.
There we go.
To try and
That's what you got to
determine.
use.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the doctor walks up, takes a look at the dark red V shape, and with a 22,
22, you can tell that not only is this made with blood, but you could see little droplets as whatever had made this has been discarded into a bush nearby.
I will make my way toward the bush.
Ridders.
As you scavenge through the bush and whatnot, looking around, you find a dead cat that has had its throat slit.
Oh, poor kitty.
Man. Hear about any missing kittens lately?
There was a poster we walked by earlier.
Oh, man.
I think his name was Mittens.
Mittens. Mitten the kitten.
Okay, so I will. What do I want to do with the dead cat?
Dude, you're the doc, man.
I
Figure it
know.
out.
By morning, it's
well,
going to be
Doc,
like
you could,
animated and shit.
You
I
give
will-
him a stub.
It's a finger puppet.
No, but I will do a medicine check on it
Okay.
to see how it was killed. Basically, do a quick autopsy.
Yeah, okay.
On the cat, and I got nothing.
Nothing. It just looks like something sharp might have done it.
May you rest in peace.
Herman, you're kind of quiet. Are you taking everything in? What's
Yeah,
going
I'm
on?
just kind of observing everything. I kind of want to do a perception check on the symbol itself, see if I've recognized it anywhere in the past.
Okay.
Not one.
Nat 1. It looks to you like two lines that meet at the bottom. It's just angled. Whatever monastery you had trained at as a monk, you probably never saw it there.
Go.
Can I roll history or religion? I don't care which one.
In what context?
To see if I recognize the symbol, as in like from readings about something or
Okay.
Religious readings. 13.
13? Nope. It doesn't make any sense. It just looks like the letter V or the Roman numeral 5 if the Romans ever set foot on Galarian.
Or an upside down pyramid.
It could be.
Okay.
Oust. You good?
House is good. He's
Oh,
just
you good, mother. All day long.
Just chilling.
So what are you guys going to do?
There were more symbols elsewhere, correct?
There were symbols at Harrowstone.
And this is currently
it's a monument.
this is a monument.
This is the monument. This is a Harrowstone Memorial.
Got it.
On the statue that you were saying, do we recognize the You said it was just like a man that was standing in dark cloaks, right?
No.
No, he was
It
just wearing
leather armor.
leathers.
Leather,
yeah,
and he had
leather,
a
leather
sword.
armor with a sword held
He's
high.
a fighter.
Okay. Investigation on if we know the significance of this man.
Okay.
I'll help out with that. I have no help to offer.
13.
I'm too busy
13.
studying my dead cat.
Because you are unfamiliar with the town of Ravengrow, you probably wouldn't even be familiar with who this is a representation of. Not without
Doing some
delving.
research.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we know which way and how far Harrowstone is?
You're not familiar with where it is or even what it is.
Damn.
But we know where it's at on the map. It's a Q.
That would have been a good question for Kendra.
Damn it. I'll go back and ask her.
Do we know where
So
we can find
eager.
the sheriff?
I'm sorry?
Do we know where we can find the sheriff? Like, is at his house or the jail or something?
There is a jail, like a, I don't want to say Constable Yeti place.
Oh, Mr. Yeti.
Actually, what did they call that in this thing? Hold on a second. Yeah, the Ravengrow jail.
Okay.
And it's somewhere in town, you would imagine, which is this cloister of buildings just to the north of the Lorimar residence.
That's where you want to
I'd
go?
like to go talk to him and see if he knows any more information or
Yeah.
what he experienced. If that's okay with you guys, or
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think right now we're at a bit of a dead end with what we already know. So I think you got the right plan. I'll go with it.
It's time to investigate.
That's right.
All right. So as you guys make your way north and start entering this small little cozy town proper, you see that there's people walking in pairs, and they're kind of murmuring amongst themselves, and they see you guys, and they start talking a little bit more, and you can tell that they kind of eyeball you a little. A little further up the street, you see there's a cloister of girls that are doing a jump rope thing, and they're singing. And this is what they're singing.
Oh no, it's gonna be so creepy.
Put her body on the bed. Take a knife and lop her head. Watch the blood come out the pipe. Feed the stitch so nice and ripe. Drops of red so sparkly bright. Splatter spell her name just right. With the hammer kills his wife. Now he wants to claim your life. Tricksy father tells a lie. Listen closer, you will die.
Oh my god, that is so
I
creepy.
run over and I shake the child. What are you talking about?
Dude, that's a
They-
banger, man.
They immediately stop when you do that, and it's almost like they were in a trance, and they like blink a couple of times, and we're sorry. Sir. What can we do for you, sir? Oh, please don't hurt us. What did we do? We were just jumping rope.
Girls, have you been playing too close to the cemetery recently, or?
We were told never to go to the restlands, sir. We're very terribly sorry, sir. Were we too loud? Were we playing too loud?
Oh, no. Just watch your limericks, and you can go back to playing.
Limericks,
I suppose.
we don't know. Make a diplomacy check.
Can I aid him with that?
Please do.
Oh, that's probably not good.
Oh no.
Luckily, charisma is not my dumb stat.
I mean, I have the same problem.
Yeah. I aid with an 8.
Most of us do. I also have no decks.
You have no decks.
No.
That explains a lot, Doc.
Oh, I'm wearing,
I can't put those leeches on.
it's all about strength.
Yeah, just how fast can you saw a limb off?
Anyway, I got a flat 10, man.
Okay. They just they're just being very polite, and they kind of start to weasel away from you, and they all just scatter.
Okay,
You know,
good.
they just leave the jump rope right there in the middle of the road.
All right, I take the jump rope.
What a heathen!
Such a dick.
What a bastard!
But they left.
So continue on.
Yep.
What do you guys want? You guys are still on your way to the jail.
Yes.
yes.
So we're just entering. What does Building D happen to look like?
Building D.
What is it? Do we know what it is?
No, I'm asking. I'm like, I walk in, I see, as I walk in toward the center, it looks like a rather large building.
There is a
Oh.
rather large building. You could see
Good
that
call.
It could be a tavern.
there are wide windows to the front. It doesn't look like a tavern. In fact, the front doors are wide open, and it looks as though it's like a place for people to meet. You see that there's a stage at the far end. There's pews throughout.
I shall call it the town hall.
Very good.
That's a good,
If
it's
you
a
wish
good
to.
guess. Better than mine. I was thinking theater for God knows whatever reason.
Yeah, it's a multi-purpose building.
Yeah.
Directly across from it, across the other side of the road to the west side, Talos, you get the smell of like cooking metal, like coal, and you can hear the fall of hammer blows upon metal.
You guys carry on with meeting the jailer. I've got something to attend to. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all right with it. Hi,
Okay.
Talos.
Which building does he head toward?
G,
Gee.
which is right on the west, just to the west side of that road that you guys are walking up to enter into the main town. Okay, so as you guys begin to move north through the circle of town, you notice that just off north is the only building that seems to have bars in their windows.
As we're moving north through the center of town, what's the traffic like? Is there a lot of people outside?
There's sparse people here and there. There's traveling twos, traveling ones. Some of them look at you and are curious about you, and the ones that are walking together kind of murmur amongst themselves. Some chuckle, some sneer, some just observe you.
Observing, huh?
Observe.
As we approach closer to the building of the bars, assuming that it's the jail, I would kind of like to hang outside and kind of eavesdrop on
Okay.
people.
So you're outside eavesdropping, and you two go inside?
Well, as I'm following behind, what do buildings A and H look like?
H looks to be a storefront, and that is to the west. And A is just a town square. It's just the middle of it where everybody kind of congregates. Or you would assume that's where they're going to congregate.
So as I observe that, I'll just meet up with Talos waiting outside of the jail.
Okay. Nick?
Okay, and then I guess I will try to go inside the building with the bars and try to see if I can find the sheriff.
As you enter the building, you open the door. You see that there are several cells lining the back wall, and you see a desk that's to the east wall with an elderly man kind of filling out paperwork. He's got a rusty-looking hat on. This is what he looks like.
Kind of like a Clint Eastwood type.
Yeah, he looks very,
looking
very
guy.
Clint. Yeah. And he looks up. You see him kind of munching on something, spits on the floor. What do you need there, stranger?
Sheriff, I was speaking with Kendra earlier today, the professor's daughter, and she mentioned that you came across a symbol at the Harrowstone Memorial.
Hold on a second, son. I don't know you from that spit I just tossed on the floor. What makes you think you could just come into my town and start asking questions? Who do you think you are?
I'm a friend of the professor. Do you know the professor?
I knew him when he was alive and advised him to keep his nose clean, and obviously he no longer has a nose.
That's strange. Okay.
You see those gels right there?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are vacant. You see that? You want me to close up shop on one of those with your ass in it? How about you start off with a little sir, a little respect, a little diplomacy?
Okay.
Roll for initiative.
I'd like to say that I liked that this guy was just like, what the fuck do you think you are, a PC? Stop asking me questions.
Okay. Hello, kind sir. I am a traveler to this wonderful town. I was wondering if I can ask you a few questions, if that would be, I don't know, helpful to me. And I don't know, I feel like you seem like a very nice guy.
That's better. Now roll your D20, son.
7.
Do you have anything to go with
Charisma?
that?
For what?
For your charisma? For
Persuasion.
Oh,
yeah. So some kind of diplomacy.
yes.
What are we using for diplomacy on that skills chart? Like even ours.
Persuasion's the closest.
Is it the
Yeah, it's
okay.
just a charisma.
Charisma's so 10.
10? I actually wrote this shit
And
down.
most likely at this point, since I've been eavesdropping, I'm going to start making my way to the front door because it doesn't sound like it's going well.
Okay.
So
But slowly.
or is Junior in there with you, or are you in there by yourself?
I'm in there by myself.
Where's Junior? I mean, Oust.
We were chilling outside.
Oh, so both of you were chilling outside.
Yeah, I just walked up to him and just went, oh. Just
Okay.
looking around town.
Okay.
I thought you guys were behind me. I didn't look behind. It's like, oh, crap.
Godspeed, good sir.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Best of luck. It's not my fault. I left a while ago.
Okay. So with the 10. So what is it you need to ask me, young man?
I was speaking with Kendra, the daughter of the late professor, and she was telling me that you found a symbol near this memorial for Harrowstone. I was wondering if that is correct.
I did this morning, and I gotta be honest. I'm sorry. I'm a little jumpy lately.
That's okay.
There's been a lot of weird things going on in the evenings. There's been a lot of spooky shit kicking down. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do.
And it just seems to be getting worse day by day, certainly night after night. We try to make sure all the children are in before the gas lamps are lit. But this symbol, last night was the first night that something like this has happened. No, most that me or my deputies could ascertain is it looked like the letter V. And I'm trying not to spread the rumor because I don't want the rest of the townsfolk to get scared by this, but honestly, it's got me stumped. He kind of like puts his hand under his hat and kind of scratches his brow, and I just don't know. What brings you to town? Was it the funeral?
Yes, it was a funeral.
I'm sorry, you must have been very close to the professor, and I don't mean to be rude. I'm sure that you're grieving as the same as many of us in town are, and I regret not being at the service this morning, but the investigation and whatnot really kept me tied up.
That's okay. Totally understandable. Did you happen to find anything in your investigation, sir?
Well, it's only just begun this morning as far as that's concerned, but no, all we could just really tell was it was written with some kind of a red paint. It's the extent of our abilities.
At the end of that sentence, the doctor will walk in. And, Sheriff, you're mistaken. I examined that symbol myself and discovered it was made with blood from this cat as I produced the dead cat corpse.
Still have the cat?
Yeah,
That is my
it's evidence.
What did you do to my cat?
What did you
I
do to
found it
Moses?
in the bushes next to the memorial statue.
Before you killed it?
I did not kill it. Ask them. Or ask him, I mean.
Yeah, it's been dead for a while.
Starts to tear up.
Mittens.
Blood, you say? Well, I guess the children's song, as disconcerting as it may be, may have something to it. I wish they would shut the hell up.
Would you mind elaborating on that a little bit, sir?
I would. Right after I deal with Tellus. Tellus.
Yeah, I'm walking into the Smith's. What do I see when I enter?
You see that as you move towards this facility, there's an office proper, and then right off to the side of this building is like an awning. And underneath this awning, there's this large anvil, and you just see the silhouette inside of this person swinging down this large mallet. And every time it strikes, you see this constellation of sparks burst out. Ching, ching. Every time this hammer just sings down upon this metal, and this person is very focused on what's going on. Suit, covering all facial features and hands and whatnot. But from the stature, you could tell that this is probably a dwarf of some type.
Gotcha. Is there a name anywhere to like? Are they
Like, I can help you, I am so-and-so.
no like?
Oh.
For like the title of the Smith, or like they've got their name on there or something like that, or if that kind of thing.
Maybe.
What's the name of your corporation?
What is it? Is there a sign that states the name of the smith?
It says Ravengrow Forge.
Ravengrove Forge. Okay. Yeah, I will enter, and then hopefully,
A rage?
if only I could, I will enter the smith and say, I'll try to shout if they can hear me. Fine smith, I require your aid.
Ching, ching, ching. And you see the smith's head slowly turn towards you as you're looking in, and there's just a brief pause, and the hammer kind of feels a little light, as though the blacksmith is kind of testing its weight.
Do you take commissions?
He wants to know.
I'm Talos. I'm traveling through here, but I'll be in town for a few days, and
What brings you to this town, Talos?
a good friend of mine has passed. I'm sure you're aware of Professor Lorimer's passing.
Yes, it has troubled me very much.
You were a
And-
friend of the professor.
I was. My name is Jorfa. And you see that the
Jorfa
blacksmith.
the Dwarfa.
You see that the hammer's laid down, hands come up, and releases the bandana that's held the hair back, and you see this luxurious blonde hair flow down. And it's then that you notice that beneath the blacksmith apron there is a bosom there.
Any awesome dwarven female beard?
No,
Okay.
that is only for lore.
Yes. Well, first may I ask how you knew the professor?
There's been times that he has come to me and he has asked me to make specific artifacts for him. That he wanted me to make things that would be suitable for expeditions.
Okay. Did he ever mention what kind of expeditions these were?
Usually the kind of descents.
Oh.
He would ask me to make spikes for him to hammer into the side of the rocks so that he could go down into depths.
Okay. Do you happen to have any left over? I'd gladly pay you for those, but
Well, he had already paid for his last commission, but he never picked them up.
well, do you mind if I take them? I can return them to Kendra. I'll probably perhaps borrow them for a bit.
Kendra, my kind of woman.
Stay away, she's spoken.
Oust, what did you get here?
Echoes down the street. She walks over towards a cabinet that's at the back of the makeshift open-aired shop, opens it up, and kind of goes through a few of them, the items that she has made or is about to make, and you see her grab a bushel of something that's been tied off with a leather thong, and she comes back and hands you these spikes. They're yours. You don't have to give them to Kendra. She's more of an indoor cat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I could gather. Well, thank you very much. But if you don't mind taking a commission, we can talk about how long it will take, how much I need to pay.
She kind of pokes her head out, looking up the street and down the street as it starts to get a little darker, verifying that nobody is within earshot, although there's always somebody looking, and she says, "What do you need there, young man?"
I will take the short sword that I have, undo the belt, and pull it forward. This is, I know, with how I look, it's odd to say, but this is a little too conspicuous for me. Would you be able to reforge the blade, perhaps a little bit smaller, thinner, and hide it within a cane or a staff, something like that?
May I have it, master?
Oh, you don't have to call me master. And then I hand it over.
She takes it and she plays with the balance of the blade and the handle, and then you see her do these moves with her hands, like as though very well trained with a weapon in her hand, not just to test a weapon that she's made, but as though she has skill with a sword.
Mm-hmm.
I think there might be enough metal here to make what you need and still be strong enough to not snap off.
Okay. How much time do you need, and how much will it cost?
It'll probably be at least 4 days.
Okay.
We're probably talking about 20 gold for what you want, including the cane that it'll be in.
Okay, perfect. And just to a little more of a fine touch, do you mind putting the stag of a head at the top of the cane? I'll throw in another 5 gold.
A stag of a head, not the head of a stag, huh?
Yes, definitely the head of stag.
Head of a stag. That can be arranged,
Okay.
indeed. Do you have
perfect.
any preference as to what you want the handle to be made of?
Surprise me.
Very well, master.
Okay, so
And if I might be so bold as to say, be wary in Raven Grow. The rumors are dark, but they are true here.
trust me, that's why I've decided not to replace it entirely. The sword.
Indeed.
And I'm gonna give her like a 5 gold deposit and leave.
Okay. Oust. You're still hanging outside, leaning against a pole, right in front of the jail.
Is there any merchants in the street, like selling like anything off the carts or?
There's nobody selling anything. There's no wanderers like that. There's just citizens.
Okay.
Just normal people.
Kind of just want to like walk around, pay attention to the buildings. Also, kind of like listening to what the town rumors are if there's people around. Kind of hear what they're.
Sure. Go ahead and make a...
That'd be like
What is that going to be? Make an investigation check.
19.
19.
You're so lucky it rolled that way.
I know it was almost an 8.
As you do your social creep behind a pair of people, these 2 elderly men, you could hear them kind of murmuring. You believe the way they went inside that jailhouse? Like they owned the place. They don't even know what's going on in this town. I can't wait to leave this town. What are you talking about, Moise? This town is your life. You've been here forever. I know, Leroy, but this town has a bad taste now. Ever since. Shh. You see that behind us? What is it? I don't know. Did you see it? I don't see it. It's back there. Don't you see it? No, I don't see it, Maurice. Shh. You never know. The walls have ears and eyes everywhere. And they just kind of zip it up and kind of continue making their way down the road.
As they continue making their way down, is there anyone else in the town square?
A few women talking
Okay.
amongst themselves.
Kind of just want to follow them along and pretend I'm looking at the shops and follow.
women or the
No,
dudes?
the dudes.
right.
Was it Moist and Leon?
Maurice and Leah.
Moist?
Leah.
I also heard moist
Moist.
initially.
Yeah,
Maurice.
Maurice. I heard Moist.
Heard Maurice later.
That's his nickname.
Moist, did you write Moist?
I wrote Moist. I thought I heard
A
Moist.
cruel name to be sure.
So as I follow them along, trying to pretend like I'm just kind of sightseeing.
Still following the old men?
Yes.
Okay. Just trying to listen to the women now, or still trying to listen to the men?
Trying to listen to the men.
Okay.
17.
You hear one of them say, I can't believe Gibbs. What a fool. I don't understand him lately, but ever since the professor's been dead, you just never know. People just can't handle certain circumstances in this town. I say we leave. Where are you going to go, Maurice? I know, Leroy, but...
All right. I'll leave them from there and just kind of walk towards the center of the town square, divert my direction, and kind of see who else is in the town square.
Me.
You? No, you're still at the blacksmith. Or are you walking
No,
back?
he left.
I left.
What are you doing, Erwin?
I'm still talking to the sheriff.
Okay.
So, Sheriff, we were talking about your investigation that you were trying to figure out what the symbol was at the Harrowstone Memorial. Do you have any more information about that, sir?
I really don't. As far as I know, whatever killed that cat. And he takes the cat from you and looks at it. Did it with a precision one stroke of something. A very sharp weapon indeed.
Wasn't this his cat?
Mittens. He had a name. Respect the cat.
Carlos. You'll never be the same. I must stuff you, though. Take you home.
Is there a cemetery we could bury him? Maybe
Cats.
across the
the
road.
Wrestlins.
There's the restaurants right
The
next to the
animal
pet cemetery.
cemetery.
Yeah.
Throw him in
It's that
there with
damn
Laura,
road.
man.
There's that down
Yeah.
road, Loris.
Sheriff, when I was walking by, I heard these young girls sing this very creepy and eerie song. Have you heard that before? Have you heard them singing out in the town square?
Unfortunately, yes, and they've been singing it more frequently too. And every time you go to talk to them about it, it's like they're in some kind of a trance or something. They snap out of it. They don't even recollect being in it. You just can't confront them openly about it. There's been times we set off to the side and try to make sense of what it said, and honestly, I just don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm not much of a religious man, Sheriff, but being the doctor, and I'll be in town for a little bit. If there's any way I could help around town with any vermin, pestilence, diseases, ghouls, I'll be hanging around town.
Ghouls, you say? What would make you say that there, Doc?
Normally that's what hooks people into paying for my service.
You've been to little ghouls now, are you?
Ghouls,
Ghouls, all right. Well, you'll be the first to know then, Doctor. Where you staying?
we haven't found a place yet. I was a friend of the professor's, but seeing that he's died and all, I figure it's best to leave the family to grieve.
What an inconvenience.
It is. It's terribly hard to study when there's wailing and gnashing of teeth in the house.
Where were you 17 days ago, Doctor?
It's a good question.
You got a good answer for it.
No. I'm a bit of a drinker. It'd take me a little bit of time to figure out where I was almost over a fortnight ago.
I love the lack of sentimentality in that building right now.
I'm just going to go explore the town, and it's been a while since I walked around or remembered it or been sober while doing it. What's that building next door as I point toward building F?
Well, that would be the general store.
How about the one next to that at R?
Are we just gonna go round robin around this place?
What's
I'll leave you alone after this one.
What's in the plaza?
I was about to say Rafu's in the plaza, but that's not Rafu.
Dude, V for Vratislav. You son of a bitch. Killing that cat. Or Batu.
What did you say?
The building
To the
between
south?
the general store and town hall or the meeting hall.
R?
Yes.
Way down there?
Isn't that R? Or no, that's K. I can't read.
Dude, it's hard to read. I thought that
Yeah.
J was
That
the
looks like
I
a K,
for a
yeah.
while.
Oh, actually, that looks like an R.
I mean, it would make sense. Every other letter around it is in that part of the alphabet. But
Well, that would be the inn. The Outwood Inn.
Well, perhaps I'll go check the inn out. Ermin, you want to come along and check the inn out?
I'm going to go check the outward in out.
Yes, I'd like to go check out the end. I'm getting kind of tired and weary. It's been a long day.
Very well. Well, let me know if you plan on leaving town anytime soon. What are you planning on doing?
Kind of interested in this symbol, so we're kind of maybe trying to investigate a little bit. We should be in this town for about a month or so we'll see you around, Sheriff.
Well, I'd like to see that. Thank you for your openness. Maybe I can make you a deputy sometime.
That would be pretty cool.
Ah, just kidding.
Aw.
You killed my cat. You know you did.
I
So
was,
tell us you're with Oust now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd gather up together.
yeah, we're going towards the jail to meet up with the rest.
Okay, you see the rest of the group come along, start leaving the jail, the doctor and the monk.
Find anything useful? Do we know where Harrowstone is? Harrowstone?
No, we do not at the moment. Sheriff was kind of not really telling us much information, and he was kind of weirded out by all the symbols and everything like that. So,
Especially because the dead cat I found was his.
crazy coincidence.
Doc, that was his cat?
I guess, apparently. He wanted the corpse. I don't judge people.
He said I was going to stuff it.
Oh, well.
With? No, just kidding.
He didn't say that part.
He's stuffing it for Thanksgiving, dude.
So, what time is it now? It's probably early evening.
It's probably about 6. You know, it's still got a little light in the sky right now.
Well,
Should we take I want to call her Cassandra, but
Kendra's
Kendra.
done?
Kendra. Should we take Kendra's invitation and stay there or move to the inn?
I bet you would. But yeah,
She promised me a warm bed.
Oh. Did you see if it would be warm from another body?
She did not specify.
You got to read between the lines and just assume, man.
I'll make it warm.
This is 4771. It's a new age.
It's free love.
Is that what year it was?
I think it's like
11:47.
47, 11.
It is
Wait a second.
47:11.
4711.
I got it wrong. I said last session. I said 1477.
Right. I knew that was wrong, but I'd only said it once.
47:11. Yeah,
47:11.
You wild kids these days. How is your generation ever going to get out there?
I think I would take her up on the offer. It's a month's a long time to be spending at an inn. I'm not sure if I can afford it right now.
Yeah, you've got a point.
I'm undecided, but I'll come with you guys tonight. And I may sort out my finances and start up. I need to find a new patient.
New practice.
New practice. A
Mobile
new cat
practice.
to examine. Autopsy. So we'll report back to the professor's home.
You see that no longer says Petros. It just says Kendra Lormoran.
Man, she moved quick.
She's already gone through.
She didn't even wait for it to get cold.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. Morning time is over. So she answers the door and welcomes you back in and says, you know, I don't know if I've mentioned it to all of you, but if you wish to delve into more of the town's lore, there are several places that you should probably check into that might help. First and foremost, of course, is the professor's personal library here. I mean, he's got books for days here, and there are several other places as well.
I'll check out the professor's library, but if any of you are so inclined, the professor mentions the Church of Pharasma quite often. If anyone wishes to investigate it, I assume, despite how late it is, it would be safe for you to do so.
Do we know where it's at?
No, but we can ask Kendra.
Kendra, do you know where it's at?
I do.
You can tell us?
Maybe.
Kendra, what do you have to play hard to get?
You know, I should know every place on this fucking map by now.
You made the mistake of letting the map sit on the table. The
I
whole
did.
session.
Okay. The Temple of Pharasma is... Where's E on the map?
Right there.
Not only am I not wearing my glasses, but I...
Way to go.
It is across the tributary on the west side of... and it was one of the larger buildings that you had originally seen when you were back at the Restlands and you were overlooking the town and everything else below. Mm-hmm. That large building is the Temple to Pharasma.
Okay.
Kendra, I also had a question. The monument made for... that's outside the Harrowstone Memorial, who happened to be that man?
You know, I don't know. My father never mentioned it, although he had been to that memorial several times. And I don't know if I've ever heard any of the locals ever speak of him, of whoever that represented either. But he apparently must have been somebody very important.
Especially to make a monument for him. It's odd. Do you know where we might find some information on...
Well, like I had said previously, my father's personal books might have some information. There is the Ravengrow Town Hall. They have a lot of records that date back to many, many decades. There's the Temple of Pharasma. I believe I heard Talos mention that just a few moments ago. And then there's the Unfurling Scroll, which is a combination of a schoolhouse and / magic shop, if you believe in magic. Of course, I guess in this world, there's plenty of magic.
like trick cards magic?
Like dead cat magic.
Oh. Why you gotta go? Mittens! No.
Fuck, man.
What was the scroll's name again? Scrolls of what?
Unfurling Scroll.
Unfurling.
I want to go to that place, man.
That place does sound fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Unfurling Scroll or the town hall will be open this late, but you're more than welcome to look at Father's books
Yeah.
before I donate them and get rid of them all.
Okay. Can you donate them to me and keep them here for now?
You know, I have a closet coming in soon, and will do my best.
Just wait a month. You could throw out, his life's work in a month.
I'm thinking of throwing something else out pretty soon.
You called? No? Oh, okay.
Jesus,
My
I guess
bad.
that
got me.
All right, I'm going to look through the books to see if I can find anything in regards to Harrowstone or anything about the symbol as well.
Okay.
Probably won't, but
Let me explain something. When you do a check now,
uh-huh.
like for doing checks, I got to tell you this.
I kind of want to do the same thing. For,
Okay. You can only do the check once a day. One of you can do the check once a day.
Got it.
So, like, if you choose to look through the professor's library, only one of you can do it, and once a day.
Per one item, right? So if I wanted to look for the information about the statue of Harrowstone,
Harrowstone.
that would be one check. He could look for something else, right?
Yeah, like you could encompass that under Harrowstone.
Okay.
Like if you wanted to research something about the Whispering Way, because that's in there, or the Temple of Pharasma, or whatever else that's implied in the
Okay.
professor's journal.
By any chance, the professor didn't organize this book by the Dewey Decimal System?
No, we discussed that. He did
Oh,
not
we
believe
did.
in
Damn
that. Now, in the same token, you guys have the ability to ask any of the people that are walking down the street as well.
Okay.
But you can only ask them once.
Okay.
That's not once a day, that's once.
Oh, okay.
So-
Interesting.
How many people are in this town? That's good.
One.
One.
And he's
Actually,
tired of your questions.
I think there is a head count to this place.
That's enough questions.
Head count is an interesting way to say population.
What are
There
you,
is-
part of the...
There's 311 people in this town.
that's it?
Dude, this is...
Well, minus a cat.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah. 310.
10. Is that a half or a full?
Yeah, I'll investigate for, I guess, Whispering Way.
Okay, go ahead. Now you're going to do a knowledge check,
Yeah.
and that's on the new thing, and add a +2 to that.
Okay. Then I got 13. What the heck's up with all these 13s?
Look at 13.
I got 3 of them.
Damn.
You know, from as the evening goes on, and you start researching through these books, and you fanning through, and you tell Oust, I think I found something over this way, and the doctor's over there still in the chair going through this, how to be surgical and make money at this, and con people out of their limbs and their stumps and whatnot.
To con people out of their stuff.
You got Ermin, he's delving through these books as well, and you find this one book. It's a rather old book. A lot of the pages are just frayed around the edges, most likely from rodents chewing on them through time. That's why the margin was created, by the way. You know that?
Really?
Yeah. The margins are created for books, so if rodents
loss,
ate,
yeah.
so they wouldn't lose the
The
integrity
actual
of the text.
important stuff. That's
Yeah.
pretty fucking cool, man. You learn things on this podcast.
That's right.
Educational.
But you do come across something that describes the Whispering Way as a sinister organization of necromancers that has been active in the Inner Sea region for thousands of years.
Jeez. All right. And nothing about, like, symbols that are similar to the one we saw.
Not from that particular tome. No,
Okay.
you were unable to
Glean.
you were unable to glean anything else from that particular book.
Okay.
So the night begins to wane on.
I also wanted to look for a tome.
Okay.
Anything that...
Now you can only do one check per
Okay.
day. No, as a group.
Yeah, no, we already did our one check.
Oh, that was one
Yeah.
check?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing individual, but okay.
That's
Got it.
intense.
No, that is why I am. I'm just reading through my the tome I have.
But I would like for everybody to make a perception check.
5 Fuck, a lot of 18s today.
Ermin,
6.
Doctor.
23.
16.
16.
16 as well.
16. Ermin, you are so involved in the tomes that you're looking through that I don't know if you're like me, but you like to read in your head. You hear your own voice as you're going on. So
Yeah.
it's you don't pick this up, but as for the other three of you, you hear this screaming outside coming from the town itself.
Kendra.
No,
It's
she's
not-
in the house.
She's in the
Oust.
house. She's in the house.
We don't know that.
She's in the house. Get oust.
As you hear this screaming, it seems to be getting louder from
Yeah.
outside.
I'm gonna run outside to see if I can figure out what's going on.
I'll dash shortly after.
As you run outside, you see that there are several people running down the road from the center of town. Some of them have illumination, like torches or whatever, in their hands. You see stark, abject fear in their eyes. And just behind them, you notice there appears to be these lumbering humans, not moving as fast as them because they're hauling ass.
Oh shit!
But you see these entities slowly chasing these people down.
So Doc, you said you liked little ghouls.
It doesn't
I
look
think
like ghouls.
Well,
That looks like it might be reanimated corpses.
well, it's the next best thing.
And as these
Is it though?
as these people start to scatter off the road, you do see these humanoids with the flesh hanging off their face, and two of them have swords in their hands, eyes gaunt, one of them missing, and they kind of look around and they lumber and they see the four of you in front of the Lorimore residence, and they start moving towards you. We'll see you next week.
Professor Lorimore, he's coming back.
I fucking knew it.
He's pissed that they took his name off his address.
Fuck, bitch. Dead for 48 hours.
What's those things called? Pinos? No.
Pinions.
Pinions.
Yeah,
Pinions? No, they're not called pinions.
I think they are.
I don't know. What you're trying-
Pyru? Pigo?
What are you trying to
Pigot.
I don't
describe?
even know what you're talking about.
They're the things that they hammer into the rocks.
Pinion.
Yeah, I think that's pin.
Okay.
Let's go with that one. We could be wrong.
We'll look it up later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would ask me to make spikes for him to hammer into the side of the rocks so that he could go down into depths.
And the drakes come in.
The Drakes come in every time.
Every Wednesday,
Every
coming in for the
fucking time.
feeding. This is not the island of the damned.